Assalamualaikum and welcome to our Linear Algebra Math 263 presentation. Now we're going to talk about the definition of cryptography. Cryptography can be described as a study and practice of technique in securing communication between two parties in the presence of third parties that are called adversaries. These protocols are developed to prevent the third parties from retrieving the information and be shared to another people. It is malicious entity in cryptography and it aims to retrieve precious information or data from identities and hereby undermining the principle of information security. Now we are going to talk about the four principles of information security. The first one is confidentiality, and it refers to rules and guidelines that are usually under confidentiality agreement to ensure the information is restricted to other people. The second one is data integrity. It refers to keep maintaining and make sure that every data that has been sent is accurate and consistent over its entire life cycle. The third one is authentication. It refers to the process of making sure that every data sent are being received by the user that belong to it and not the user who are not supposed to receive it. The fourth one is non-repudiation. It refers to the ability to make sure a person or a party with the contract or communication they associated with cannot deny the signature authenticity on the document or message that had been sent.
So the purpose of this report is to study how linear algebra can be used in cryptography. Cryptography has been used since a long time ago to protect data transmitted by encrypting the data, resulting in an altered text called ciphertext that does not reveal the original input or original data. To implement linear algebra in cryptography, a matrix can be used as a cipher to encrypt the message and its inverse to decrypt the encoded or the encrypted message. So we will study how Hill cipher and Caesar cipher works and how it implements linear algebra and matrices on its algorithm. The first method that we use is Hill cipher method. The Hill cipher is a polygraphy substitution cipher based on linear algebra. It was invented by Lester S. Hill in 1929. It is the first polygraphic cipher in which it was practical to operate on more than 3 symbols at once. So how does the Hill cipher work? So to encrypt the message, each character of the plain text or the message is given a numerical value. So we use the number 1 until 26 to represent A until Z and the number 27 to represent space. So here the message is HAP. So the letter H is represented by 8, E represented by 5, L 12 and P represented by 16. Then this value are then separated into vector. Then the vector are then augmented to form a matrix that contain the plain text. Next, the plain text matrix is then multiplied with the cipher matrix or the cipher key to create the ciphertext matrix. The cipher key or the cipher matrix can be chosen randomly, but you just need to make sure that it can be inverted. So basically, to encrypt using the Hill cipher, you just need to multiply the plain text with the cipher key. To decrypt the message, first the cipher matrix that we use for the encryption must be inverted. Then this inverted cipher matrix is multiplied with the ciphertext matrix. Then the plain text can be found again by taking this product and splitting it back up into its separated vector. Then you need to convert the number back to their letter form. The next method that we use is Caesar cipher. The Caesar cipher is named after Julius Caesar. The Caesar box or Caesar cipher is one of the earliest and the simplest known cipher. It was used by Julius Caesar to send the secret message. So how to use Caesar cipher? First, you need to decide a number for the encryption. It can be a positive number or negative. Next, shift the alphabet n time, which is the number that you have chosen, to the right or left and transfer the surplus letter to the head. Next step, this value are then separated into vector. Then the vector are then augmented to form a matrix that contains the plain text. The plain text matrix is then multiplied with the cipher matrix or cipher key to create the ciphertext matrix. To decrypt the message, first the cipher used for the encryption must be inverted. This inverted ciphertext matrix is then will be multiplied with the ciphertext matrix. The plain text can be found again by taking this product and splitting it back up into its separate vector. Then the final step is sort the element with its corresponding alphabet from the shifted alphabetical order.
Now we are going to see how the Hill cipher works. So, for example, we want to send a message called send help. We use a cipher matrix for encryption key. So cipher matrix must be n times n invertible matrix. That is the requirements for a cipher matrix. So step 1, we need to change the message to its corresponding alphabet number. So we start with a equals to 1 instead of a equal to 0 for this case. So we put the numbers in each of the characters of the message. So S equals to 19, E equals to 5 according to the alphabet numbers table, and we use an extra numbers which is 27 for the space character. We want to exclusively include space characters as part of the message. And then step 2, we change all the alphabet numbers from the message into a 2 times 1 vector to 2 rows, 1 column. So we will have 19, 5, 14, 4, 27, 8, 5, 12, and 16, 0 if we have which is 9 alphabet numbers, 9 alphabets. We will have an extra 0 to show that it's a null character. Then we augment the vectors to a plain text matrix, which is becomes 19, 5, 14, 14, 27, 8, 5, 12, and 16, 0. And then for step 3, we multiply the matrix with the cipher matrix, which is the formula is A times B, which is A is the cipher matrix and B is the plaintext matrix. And from then we will multiply it according to its formula, which is 1 times 19 plus 2 times 5 here, and then 3 times 19, 1 times 5 plus here, and then and so on with the other numbers, which we will then get 29, 62, and all these are the encrypted matrix for the message. And so this is the encrypted matrix that we will send to the receiver for the receiver to decrypt. And for the decryption part, the receiver must have the cipher matrix itself and the ciphertext. So for the receiver to decrypt the message, they must inverse the cipher matrix first in order to decrypt the message, decrypt the matrix, the encrypted matrix. Which is we will use the formula for inverse matrix, which is 1 divided by AD minus BC, with D and A is inverted and B and C become negative. And then we calculate, then we will get the inverse matrix for the cipher matrix. And after that, we will use the receiver must use the encrypted matrix multiplied by the inverse cipher matrix, which is this is the encrypted matrix and this is the inverse cipher matrix, which is then multiplied. We'll get back to the original matrix alphabet numbers from the message at the encryption part. Finally, they must arrange the alphabet numbers according to the alphabetical table then they would get the corresponding message, which is 19.5.14, which is says send help, and 0 becomes null, it would be ignored, which becomes the send help only. And so this is another cipher, but it's just a combination of scissor cipher and Hill cipher, because scissor cipher is pretty much simple. We just change the early steps to include the scissor cipher. So scissor cipher is just a shift of alphabet in the alphabetical number order. So imagine that in the previous table, alphabet table, we'll have A equals to 1, B equals to 2. But for scissor cipher, they will shift the table by a number. Either it's to the right or to the left. For this example, we will use 17 units shift to the right, which we will shift A, which is originally here, to here. A equals to 17, which makes L equals to 1 and space equals to 16. And then we will apply the same method for the Hill cipher, but we only continue it. We will continue the Hill cipher method by referring to the change table that were shifted with the scissor cipher method. So we will use different cipher matrix, which is must be n times n invertible matrix. We basically use the send message, send help. So we use same table here. S equals to 8, E equals to 21 here, then so on. So then we use the same method as the Hill cipher. We change it into 2 times 1 vector. We convert it into plaintext matrix. We multiply plaintext matrix with cipher matrix. We get the vector matrix, and that's it. So the equation is pretty much the same with the Hill cipher. You just inverse the matrix, multiply with the ciphertext from the inverse, and we'll get back the cipher matrix, and then we change it back to the alphabet order. So for this, the receiver must also have the cipher matrix and the cipher matrix and the encrypted matrix. Also the table, the shifted table for this. They must have the shifted table for this, or they could have the N17 shift to the right code, which then they know they will shift it. They will shift the table themselves, and then they will use it to sort the alphabetical number with the matrix, and they will get the correct message. So the decrypted message is equals to send help, which is correct.
The conclusion. In conclusion, linear algebra can be implemented in Hill cipher and scissor cipher methods, such as where matrix multiplication, determinants of matrices, adjugate matrix to find inverse are used in this report. And also, the Hill cipher and scissor cipher can help encrypt and decrypt messages of important documents to protect them from unknown individual or organization. But there are problems in these ciphers, such as if an individual intercepts the cipher text.
Thank you so much for watching, and please stay safe.